Letting number 8694, repairs to Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, parking garages at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. We have 2 bids. Concrete Strategies, LLC, CONCRETE Strategies, LLC, $1,667,468. 1,667,468.00. Alternate number 1, $97,480. 97480.00. Tarleton Corporation, TARLTON Corporation. Total base bid $2,016,230. 2016230.00. Alternate number 1, $62,400. 62400.00. Letting number 8696, reconstruction of taxiway Kilo from taxiway Foxtrot to cargo apron to Lambert St. Louis International Airport. We have 2 bids. Gershenson Construction Company, Inc., GERSHENSON Construction Company, Inc., $6,895,220. 6,895,220.00. Millstone Weber, LLC, MILLSTONE Weber, LLC, $6,310,155. 6,310,155.00. With the low bidder, please meet with Ms. Bryant in the hallway. Thank you. Yes.
Hearing number 8221 is being conducted pursuant to Section 26.100.030 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. The hearing was continued. A continuance to this hearing was granted in order to allow time for compliance with the conditions of the conditional use permit numbered as 123644. The purpose of the hearing is to determine whether the conditional use permit issued to N&A Market, a.k.a. Johnny's Food Mart, CO Yasaf Amar, and Naya Ali to occupy 4300 Chippewa as a convenience store with cooking and no liquor, subject to certain conditions, should be revoked. The conditions and questions are as follows. Condition 5. There shall be no sale of items that can be used or intended for use, such as drug paraphernalia, as defined in Ordinance 68404 or its successor ordinances, including but not limited to food scales, glass tubes, disposable lighters with pop-off tops, steel scrubbing pads and screens, rolling papers, ephedrine or pseudoephedrine, diet supplements, sleep aids, bath salts, or other substitutes for illegal drugs. In addition, there shall be no sale of cigars or cigarillos commonly used or adapted for use involving controlled substances, examples of which include but are not limited to the following: Phillies, Dutch Masters, White Owl, Swisher Sweets, Splitterillo, Backwoods, Optimo, Garcia y Vega, and Game. And Condition 7. The applicant must apply for and receive a permit from the City of St. Louis Building Division before posting permanent signage, and the permanent signage must be approved by the Office of the Zoning Administrator before installation. The Office of the Zoning Administrator has the burden to prove the conditional use permit conditions have not been complied with. After all the evidence of the Zoning Administrator has been presented, the Board will ask for additional testimony, if any, in support of this revocation. Then, the conditional use holder will be given the opportunity to present evidence. Lastly, the Board will hear other testimony in opposition to the revocation, if any. Your testimony is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and address and be sworn in. As you testify, please direct your comments to the Board and not to those in the audience. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach the witnesses. During your testimony, members of this Board may have questions for you. Following the hearing, the Board will proceed with its regular agenda. Following the conclusion of the regular agenda, the Board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on the hearing. The Board will notify the conditional use holder of its decision by mail in about 2 weeks. The Board of Public Service has in its possession the following documents, which are being introduced into evidence. Item 1. A certified copy of the zoning code of the City of St. Louis. Item 2. The conditional use permit numbered as 123644, issued to N&A Market, also known as Johnny's Food Mart, CO Yasef Amar and CO Nayez Ali, to occupy 4300 Chippewa as a convenience store with cooking, no liquor, subject to certain conditions. Item 3. A letter dated June 29, 2018, sent to N&A Market, CO Yasef Amar and CO Nayez Ali from the zoning administrator warning of the violations of the conditions that were found upon a recent site inspection and the potential for a revocation hearing should the violations not be corrected within 30 days of the date of the letter. Item 4. Certified letters dated May 2, 2019, sent to Nayez Ali, Johnny's Food Mart, and Ferez and Mahilda Isa, 1727 Coachway, Hazelwood, Missouri, 63042, from the Board Secretary providing notice of the hearing, which was tabled until today's date. The Board asks that the Office of the Zoning Administrator representative please come forward and be sworn in.
I do. My name is Myra Turner. I'm zoning inspector for the City of St. Louis. Good afternoon, Board.
Good afternoon.
I am proud to stand here and say that upon reinspection today, the violations have been brought into compliance. In your package, you will find the pictures of the shelves where there's no longer any cigars, any papers, anything. You will also find in your packet a permit for the signage that had not been permitted. You will also find a letter from the Secretary of the Board of Adjustment where they have scheduled a hearing for the cigars as far as trying to get that amended. So they are in compliance.
Okay. So in summary, they are in compliance. Any questions from the Board?
Just a comment. I'd like to commend you, Ms. Turner, and the conditional use permit holder for working together and coordinating after the last meeting we had. And I think that's what we're all about here. So I commend both entities, or both parties, if you will.
Thank you.
Further questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Yes.
The board asks the representative of the Department of Health to please come forward and be sworn in.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Would you state your name for the board, please?
sure. Richard Eskew.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please tell us about your investigations?
I can tell you that on our last two inspections, we had one and found a few violations, in fact, several violations. 2 days later, we go back and all of those violations were corrected.
Wonderful. Great. Any questions from the board for the Department of Health Inspector?
Same comment to you.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
At this time, the board asks the conditional use permit holder to please come forward and be sworn in.
I do.
State your name for the board, please.
Niaz Ali,
And your address.
4300 Chippewa, St. Louis, Missouri, 63116. Well, there isn't much to say. I just want to say thank you so much for all of you guys for working with me and showing me how to do this the right way. And thanks for the inspector for walking us through the process the right way and helping us try to get through this. I really appreciate everybody. It's been a lengthy process, but it's been worth it. So thank you so much. And as far as the condition 5, we applied for the license and everything, and the permits, I'm sorry. And we got a call from Mr. Bill today saying that one of the signs, the Powerball sign, needs to come off completely. There's no license for it, and they don't want us to carry. So we took that off today, too. So we should be having our permits hopefully very, very soon.
So just to echo Director Hayes' comments, from the board, I'd like to say thank you for working with the zoning administrator's representative and getting this matter resolved. This is exactly what we would like to see. We want your business in the city. We want to help you keep your business in the city. We just need a little bit of help from you. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
Questions or comments from the board?
I have one question. So,
Yes.
Thanks for becoming in compliance, but moving forward, what steps are you planning to implement to ensure that you remain in compliance with City of St. Louis ordinances and regulations?
That was my question, actually. I was going to ask, can I get an extension? Because as I explained before, being in compliance means half of my cells are gone a day. And just in the past 4 days, because I only had until the 30th or 31st. So on the 31st, we took them down. Today, I think, is the 4th. I haven't had it, and my cells went from beginning of the month being somewhere about $1,800 into $1,200 a day. So initially, I asked to get 60. You guys said 30 until we come back here. I want to see if you can give me another extension for 30 days since I'm compliant, if you guys are okay with it. And hopefully by then we have a decision on what we did. But if we don't again, then on the 30th of whatever time you guys give me, I'll compliance again, just like you guys asked me to.
So I'm a little confused.
I am too.
I think we were prepared to close your case. So are you asking us to keep it open?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. No, I assumed that's sure enough. Okay.
What
awesome.
are you not in compliance with?
No, we're in compliance with everything right now. I just assumed this is going to take, because I heard the inspector saying that we have another hearing that we got to go to. Okay, I totally misunderstood.
No. You're in compliance at this moment.
Okay.
And so we will have a vote today on whether to revoke or not revoke your permit.
Yes, sir.
And as long as she testified that you are fully in compliance, which she did,
Okay.
and
Does that mean-
we're going to make that decision today.
Oh, to take that Fifth Amendment or to revoke or not revoke?
I don't.
'Cause what I'm confused about is when we leave here after you guys make the decision, am I going to be able to put those swishers and stuff back or not?
Board of Adjustment,
Right,
he's
right.
confused.
That's true. So okay, and so the Board of Adjustments will make a decision based on, the ordinance and what's in the conditional use permit. And so if they come back and the Board of Adjustments decides that it's okay, that you don't have to comply with that, then obviously that condition gets waived going forward. But at this moment, you're in compliance with this board's request, and so therefore, we'll vote on it in compliance with this. If they vote that you have to stay in compliance with that condition, then you'll have to stay in compliance with it.
Yes,
Okay? So then, later down the road, if the zoning inspector goes back to your shop and they voted, not to remove that condition, and you are in violation, then you'll come back here and we'll see you again. And we're hoping that's not the case, right?
I hope so.
Okay. Are you clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any further comments from the board? Director, did you have any further comments?
No, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Seeing none, thank you very much. If there's anyone else present opposing this revocation that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none. The matter concerning hearing number 8221 is now closed and submitted. The board will now proceed with its regular agenda. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Here.
Director Wilson is not present. Director Hayes.
Here.
Director Augustin.
Here.
Director Eccles.
Here.
Director Edwards.
Here.
And President Bradley.
Here we have a quorum. I'll call a meeting order.
From the President, plans and specifications for letting number 8695, employee parking lot fence and gates installation at City of St. Louis Water Division. Addendum number 1 to the plans and specifications for letting number 8698, ADA upgrades and renovations to Gregory J. Carter Park, project number R 2018-82, 157, St. Louis, Missouri. Supplemental agreement number 1 to PSA number 1206, professional design services for ADA upgrades and general improvements for St. Louis City Parks. Supplemental agreement number 27 to PSA number 1138, electrical, mechanical, and plumbing design services at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Equipment Services Division contract for repair and services of transmission on light and medium duty vehicles with affordable transmission, doing business as Certified Transmission and Auto Repair. Equipment Services Division contract for alignment, fabrication, painting, repair, replacement, straightening, and welding of assemblies, bodies, components, and parts on vehicles and equipment with Valley Park Welding, LLC. Equipment Services Division contract for recovery and towing of vehicles and equipment with Vanguard Towing. From the President and Director of Streets, joint recommendation that permit for Dragon Market to install handicap entrance ramps at 5433 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive be approved subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits for AT&T be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. AT&T contractor to access existing AT&T PFP box at 2819 Chippewa and board 259 feet south to the alley of 2820 Chippewa Street, then 270 feet east to rear of 2800 Chippewa. This is to provide service to 2800 Chippewa. AT&T contractor to access manhole at 2222 North 9th Street and bore 602 feet south to Madison, 2100 North 19th Street, then 720 feet east to 2nd Street, 201 Madison, then 80 feet north to the side of 201 Madison Street. This is to provide service to 201 Madison. AT&T contractor to access manhole on the side of 2229 Pine and bore 129 feet south, then 25 feet east to 2229 Pine. This is to provide service to 2229 Pine. Joint recommendation that the following permits for the following. Joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Charter Communications, starting at the existing charter vault behind 1534 South Broadway. Charter will bore up to Marion to turn east 983 feet, placing the vault at the intersection of 3rd and Marion. From there, Charter will bore east to 2nd and Marion, placing another vault, and then east to the alley behind 1530 2nd Street, placing another vault to turn south behind the building to enter it. Level 3 communications, connecting of 2 existing manholes that belong to Level 3 communications. The work is proposed to begin at the intersection of South 4th Street and Chestnut, where there is a concrete manhole located in the street belonging to Level 3. They are proposing to bore north for approximately 254 feet to existing Level 3 manhole in the intersection of 9th North 14th and Pine Street. This is adjacent to 1315 Pine Street. This scope of work is to connect the 2 manholes with 3 1.5-inch SDR 11 inner ducts. No new structures will be placed. Lafayette Square Restoration Committee to encroach with new street poles and signs in the area surrounded by Shoto, Jefferson, I-44, and Truman Parkway. Ameren, Missouri, to install new poles at points 3 and 6 in the Hill subdivision on Hereford. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Rubicon Corporation to consolidate land at 3314 through 22 Limp in City Block 1536. And Robert and Amy Helgeman to subdivide land at 4117 through 21 Blaine in City Block 4969. Be denied by reason of the fact that it is a violation of Board Order 720. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that permit for Wilkins Media to encroach with 30 sidewalk decals to be placed at various locations. Decals are 2 feet by 2 feet in size and are being used to promote a pedestrian safety campaign from MoDOT. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Safety. Do the conditional uses? Okay. Now we have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Sandra Long, zoning specialist for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner at today's meeting. Per Board Order 766 transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for 8 applications: 3704 Fairview, 3414 Donica, 49 Wilmore, 1430 Washington, 1551 South Grand, 3843 Gravois, 3228 to 30 Ivanhoe, and 4247 South Kings Highway. I request that these recommendations be approved as follows, as submitted.
Are there any questions from the board on the conditional uses?
Motion to approve the conditional uses.
Second.
Moved and second for approval of today's conditional uses. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie. Aye. Director Wilson is not present. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustin.
Aye.
Director Eccles.
Aye.
Director Edwards. And President Bradley.
Aye. Today's conditional uses are approved. Hearing number 8221, 4300 Chippewa, which is a convenience store, had 2 conditions in question. We heard testimony from the zoning administrator's office that the conditions have been resolved. We heard the same from the applicant as well. Counsel, I just want to make sure that I interpreted properly what the conditional use permit holder was asking. So still talking about the condition with the drug paraphernalia, which is condition number 5 on our conditional use permit, right? So the comment, the way I understand this is he still has an interest in doing something legislatively moving forward to get that condition, try to get that condition removed from his permit so that he can sell the items that he had sold before. So is my interpretation correct that, if we still do not revoke this today, he can still proceed to the Board of Adjustment with an appeal on that condition in a formal appeal process, let them review the condition, and then determine whether or not that condition is applicable to his particular permit? Is that correct?
Yeah, today's hearing is just about the revocation, whether or not that will take place. As far as changing a condition, I mean, certainly when these conditions were imposed, there was a 30-day opportunity to appeal to the Board of Adjustment. I believe the proper procedure at this point, and I know that he's gone to room 400, is to apply for a new set of conditions and to go through their process. But that process must go through the zoning office. So this board isn't changing that. I understand from the zoning administrator's office that he's in compliance with that condition today and must be in compliance with that condition until such time that it would be changed.
So we are not considering that process. What we are considering today as a board is the violations of 2 conditions with the existing conditional use permit. And as we heard in testimony, both of those conditions have been resolved. Okay?
That's what I understand.
Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Make a motion not to revoke.
Second.
Moved and seconded not to revoke. Any further discussion? Seeing none, can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Wilson is not present. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustin.
Aye.
Director Eccles.
Aye.
Director Edwards. And President Bradley.
Aye, not revoked. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from May 28th, 2019, last Tuesday. Are there any questions or comments on the minutes presented?
I move to approve last week's minutes.
Second.
Moved and seconded for approval of last week's minutes. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Wilson is not present. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustin.
Aye.
Director Eccles.
Aye.
Director Edwards.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. We also had a special meeting last Friday, and I would like to ask if there's any questions or comments on those meeting minutes. Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
I move to approve the special meeting minutes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Wilson is not present. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustin.
Aye.
Director Eccles.
Abstain.
Director Edwards.
Abstain.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Special meeting minutes are approved. Addendum number 1 to today's agenda, and particularly addendum number 1 is in reference to our St. Louis Blues winning last night. So are there any questions or comments on that particular addendum?
Just one comment. I saw some email correspondence earlier today I was copied on, and it sounds like Office of Special Events and Parks are on the same page with basically doing the same thing that was done for the first 2 games in St. Louis. So I don't, unless I'm missing something, I don't see any difference of what we're going to be doing at the Game 6.
Can I have a motion for approval, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded for approval. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Wilson is not present. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustin.
Aye.
Director Eccles.
Aye.
Director Edwards.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Addendum number 1's approved. Today's agenda. Questions or comments on our agenda?
I move to approve today's agenda as amended.
Second.
Moved and seconded for approval. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Wilson is not present. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustin.
Aye.
Director Eccles.
Aye.
Director Edwards.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Today's agenda is approved. Motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.